Eliana from Eliana's Experiments at gmail.com. And today's sort of going to be a sad video. So it's called Eliana's Experiments at gmail.com. Eliana's Experiments. But it's not always going to be Eliana's Experiments. So it can be reborns, it can be experiments, it can be some of my favorite books. It can also be just sort of chatting about I don't know if it's, I wouldn't say it's a disability. Is it a disability? No, it's not.
It can't be.
It can be a disability, but not very many. So, and we'll also talk about something called tics. And today I'm going to be talking about me having tics. Tics are a certain thing that you can't control, really. And it's very sad that you can't control it. Tics are not contagious, but if you have tics and someone around you has tics, then if you're around them long enough, you could get one of their tics. But if you don't have tics and you're around someone that does have tics, you can't get any tics at all. So don't be worried about that if you meet me or anything. So the way tics happen is inside of your brain. In the very middle, there is this ball called a basal ganglia. It's a very funny word. Very interesting word, I would say. Anyway, there's this thing called a basal ganglia inside of your brain, in the very middle, and sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small, depending on how old you are and how young you are. So, anyway, so kids with tics, or even grown-ups with tics, so the way my doctor explained this, I'm going to explain it the way she explained it. So, you know those strainers, like if you have macaroni and cheese, or if you have spaghetti, sometimes you use like a drain strainer in there. And there are holes in your basal ganglia. And the thought, okay, so this is sort of science. This is actually pretty much science. And also just sad talking. So, there's this thing, and the very front of your brain is called the frontal cortex. And the frontal cortex this is where all the thought and all the learning is. And there's something else, but I can't exactly remember. So there's thought, and this is where all your learning stuff, and this is also where you memorize stuff. It all goes up here. So this is like the boss of the entire brain. It's telling what all these other things should make your body do and what they should say. Their actions and their words. So, or just like voices. Anyway, so people with tics have bigger holes in their strainer, basal ganglia. Whenever I say strainer or spaghetti, that means more thought is going down, or strainer means the basal ganglia. So people with tics have bigger strainer holes. And the thought, more spaghetti than it should goes down into the basal ganglia. So it falls into your basal ganglia, and then some of it just surrounds it because it's too thick or something, like too big or can't get in. But some of it, everyone has this, but some of it gets into the basal ganglia. But people with tics get more in the basal ganglia, and then more thought comes out of the basal ganglia. So then the basal ganglia allows it to more than it should to go into your body. And if you have more than it should, it causes a tic. And the tics that I have are shoulder shrugging. I used to. Some of these are gone, and some of these I have little, and some of these are completely gone. And some of these I have a lot. So I have shoulder shrugging, I have throat clearing, I have coughing, I have mouth opening, like sort of like that, or like something like that. I have so I like widen my eyes. Sometimes I will let me think. I will put my tongue in my cheek and try to move it around and try to pull my eye down. Sometimes I will. There's lots that I do, and I cannot name them all, and there are so many that I can't say. So now we're going to talk about what kinds of tics I have and why I have that tic. So there is two kinds of tics. There is motor tics. Oh, and we're also going to talk about how they have the name. So there is motor tics and there is Tourette's. And Tourette's is we need to talk about motor tics first, because then it'll explain more of the Tourette's. So the way motor tics got its name is, like a motor in a car. There's a motor in a car, and what does the motor do? Well, I'm going to give you a couple seconds and write it down in the comments. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you should be back on the video by now. So I'll give you the answer now. The answer is it makes it move, and so does the engine. But the motor, so what does the thought go into your body? What does it do? It makes you move. Motor makes you move. A motor makes you move, makes a car move. Thought in your head, it goes into your body and it makes you move. So that's basically the way they got motor tic. Well, and they also call it a tic. So motor tic, that's how it got its name. And the tic, well, for the way the things that you do for motor tics, I'm not going to tell you the things that you do, because you can do anything except for voice, like vocal things. Motor tics are anything that make you move and not make you say something. Okay, so now we have to go to Tourette's. So I have Tourette's. Tourette's is actually very rare for kids, for adults and kids. So I am one of the, out of 2,000 people, I have Tourette's. Yeah, 5,000, maybe two, probably more than 2,000. But that's what I'm gonna estimate, because it's pretty rare. The way, what you do for Tourette's, you have to at least have one motor tic and at least one vocal tic. Vocal tic can be coughing, saying very, very bad words. It can be saying something, just saying anything. It can be, throat clearing. It can be a lot of different things that your body makes noise. Anything that your body can make noise. not specifically out of your mouth, but like snapping your fingers or stomping on the floor or stuff like that. So like anything that makes a sound, so like whistling maybe, stuff like that. That can be Tourette's. That you don't make out of your mouth. Really anything can come out of your mouth for motor tics. And so, the way it got its name is actually pretty funny. So, Tourette's, there once, a long time ago, like, so we're going back, like, maybe 5,000 years ago. So, no, maybe not 1,000, probably like 300 years ago. So we're going back a long time ago. So there was this college student, and he wanted to be a doctor. And it was a man, by the way. And he was a very great student. He was actually one of the best students in his college thing. One of them. Not the best, but one of them. And his teacher said, "Here, I want you to go to this New York hospital, and I want you to look at these kids and adults who have tics." And there wasn't Tourette's yet. So he went to New York and went to this hospital, and he saw all these kids having tics, and he did not like it. And of course he didn't like it. Why am I saying that? Well, it's true. And he was like, well, there's no name for a tic with vocal. So I'm gonna name it after my last name, Tourette's. So Tourette's is his last name, and it's actually very cool because he just said, "I'm gonna name it after my name, my last name, Tourette's." So he named it after him, Tourette's, and he just signed a couple papers, and that was its name. So that was pretty cool. And then, yeah, so it can be lots of different tics. I already said that. Anything else I need to explain about tics? I mean, Tourette's? I don't think so. Nope. So if you see a kid, or an adult, like anyone, a teenager, it could be a college student, anyone. If you see anyone doing something that wouldn't just be normal, like just do something random, don't really mock them or say anything mean to them. If you can, ask them, why do you do that? Or in a nice way, like, why do you do that? Or are you okay? Or is everything okay? Or something nice that they are comfortable explaining to you. If they are comfortable explaining to you, they should be able to explain at least a little bit about themselves and how they have tics. If they're comfortable. If they're not comfortable, some of them will just say, "I'm sorry, I can't control it," like something like that. Just a little saying or something. And if you have tics and you had no clue about any of this, you just learned how and why you have tics. And maybe you didn't know what kind of tic you had. So if you have a vocal tic and a motor tic, then you know that you now have Tourette's. But if you just have a motor tic, then you know now that you just have motor tics. And if you have tics, don't be scared about it or stuff like that, because it really cannot affect anything around you. Well, it can affect people like teasing you or stuff, but don't be worried about that. Just if it continues, then you probably will have to tell a teacher or at school or your parents. Definitely tell your parents first, and then your teacher, or like any teacher around the school. So, yeah, don't be scared. If you have tics now, now that you know, or if you just figured out what kind, don't be scared about it. Yeah, if like people are teasing you, just tell them that if you go to a doctor for it, just tell them I'm going to a doctor for it, and that's really all I can say. But that's only if you're not comfortable telling them about it. If you are comfortable, then go ahead and you can tell them about how you have tics. If you aren't sure if you are not comfortable or not, then just tell them what you would say if someone's teasing you or being mean, or even if they're being nice. If you're not comfortable, don't tell them anything. Just tell them that I can't control it. And if they don't get it, if they don't understand, tell them to go to YouTube. Well, actually, first ask them if they understand or not. And if they say yes, or if they say no. If they say no, just tell them to go on YouTube, if their parents allow them. Or if they're an adult, then they'll probably be allowed to. But just tell them, go to YouTube, and on the search button up above, tell them to type in motor tics and Tourette's, and then it should pop up and show lots of different videos. We're not gonna put the link down in the below, because that would be way too many videos. So I don't think we're gonna do that. But go ahead and check, because we might end up doing it, but I don't think we will. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about tics and motor tics and Tourette's. So I hope you learned a little more about me if I do something like, not like if I just do something random, like, now you will know that, okay, she had a tic, that's fine. So yeah, thanks for joining me on today's video. Signing out. Bye!